going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's Wednesday, baby. It's Wednesday. You know, the best day of the week. Great day to be alive. Great day to be alive. Another day, man. How y'all feeling out there, man? It's the best hour or so, or however long we go of your week. The Dunk on Demand show, and I am Dunk. I'm on demand, and I am demand. We got a lot, not even really a lot. I wouldn't even call it a lot. I just say we got some heavy things to talk about, man, because y'all saw the headlines. Y'all clicked on the video. You know what I'm saying? Y'all clicked on it. You know, we got to talk about this stuff and get into a couple different things, man. So we're going to talk about NFL conspiracies. We got to do it. Some of this stuff came up again. So we're talking about NFL conspiracies. We're going to talk about some of these rookie quarterbacks. And of course, we're going to talk about some of these black coaches or minority coaches. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Got to talk about that. Nick High checking in. What up, though? What's going on, bro? What's going on with you? Oh, God. Andy Clark checking in saying, what up, though? What's up with them Saints? What's up with them? Somebody, everybody doubted you. Did I doubt? I don't know. Did I doubt? Did I doubt the Saints against the Bucs? Maybe a little bit. I still doubt them though. Now the Bucs, that's a whole different story, and we can get into that. Honestly, we can get into that in a second. Actually, we'll get into that in a few minutes. Actually, I can kick off with that because this is one thing about the NFL, man. Like, it's a crazy thing. It's about matchups, man. It's about matchups. That's what it's about. It's not really about talent, and I mean, granted, you do need talent, but like sometimes it's about matchups, man. Like it doesn't really matter on a week-to-week basis who you're facing. If you're facing a good team, yeah, you got to play your best. Now, yeah, if you need talent to win, obviously you can see the Jets are garbage, but any given Sunday, anything can happen. Like literally anything can happen. So that's what makes it so hard for me to feel like the NFL is rigged. You know what I'm saying? And he said the NFL is rigged. Raiders will be 11-5. I mean, when is the last time the Raiders had a winning season like that? I wouldn't call it rigged. You know what I'm saying? And Clarence said, I saw it for myself. I did see it. It was a boring watch. I'm not going to lie. For all the people, for all the hype that went into this game, it was not a great game. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drew Brees played good. You know what I'm saying? Drew Brees played great. Tom Brady did not. That really was the story of the game. Like, Drew Brees literally outplayed Tom Brady. Period. You know what I'm saying? My boy Mark checking in. What up, though? What's going on, man? We're talking about these Saints. The Saints, we knew once they got Michael Thomas back, they were going to be different than the team they showed over the past couple weeks. Make no mistake about that. Anybody probably could have saw that coming. Now, do I think they're a Super Bowl caliber team? I mean, anything can happen this season with COVID, but I still don't think they're as good as they looked against the Bucs. I think it was more bad Bucs than great Saints. Like, the gap in ththese teams is not 38-3. Like 38-3. That's not the gap. Like they're not that far apart. Now the Saints may be a touchdown or two better than this Bucs team, but like they're not 35 points better than the Buccaneers. Let's just be real. You know, it's a divisional game. I said it last week. It's a divisional game. Anything can happen. These guys are actually used to seeing each other, so it's about matchups. You know what I'm saying? It's about matchups. Yeah, they have some new some new weapons on the outside and stuff like that. But the Saints are familiar with that. Marshawn Lattimore will literally get cooked by any receiver in the league. Any receiver. He's been getting toasted for the past year and a half, 2 years. But if you line Mike Evans up in front of him, after that little scrap and scrabble and whatever with Jameis and Mike Evans a couple years ago, was it 2-3 years ago? Marshawn Lattimore has locked down Mike Evans. Like, I don't know. He just took that thing so personal. He literally puts Mike Evans on punishment every time. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, he'll get cooked by any other receiver in the league, but you line Mike Evans up, Marshawn Lattimore looks like the best corner in the game. It's wild, man. Like, it is. I understand getting up for games and rivalries and stuff like that, but the stark difference between when he plays against Mike Evans versus when he plays against any other good receiver in the league, the gap is ridiculous. Like, why can't you motivate yourself to play this hard every week against every wide receiver? That don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. But like I said, it's about matchups. It's about matchups. You know what I'm saying? Mark said, Saints going to be tough, but not a Super Bowl contender. I agree. Michael Thomas wasn't even the focus. Exactly. He didn't really do much at all. Shoot, Alvin Kamara really didn't do a ton. At least not at his standard. Like, Breeze literally just used everybody. Then the defense got the stops when they needed. But the Saints aren't 35 points better than the Bucs. Like, as far as, like, where they are as a team in the grand scheme of things. I think if they play in the playoffs, the Saints will probably beat them again. I just don't think this is a good matchup for the Bucs at all. I don't. Now, the Bucs have enough talent to beat some other teams in the league, but the Saints have too much continuity, too much familiarity, even though they have a bunch of new weapons on the outside and a new quarterback. But the Saints just still have too much familiarity, and the defense, as good as the Bucs defense has been, they look really middle of the road. Those linebackers look middle of the road. The corners that are super aggressive look middle of the road. That D-line, pretty much neutralized by that Saints front. The Saints have a big O-line too. I mean, granted, injuries sometimes can affect them, but they have great offensive linemen. Let's not get it twisted. So they match up well against the Bucs' strength. You know what I'm saying? The Bucs' strength is pass rush, getting after the quarterback. Drew Brees gets the ball out quick. They maybe can stop the run because they're Todd Bowles-led and they're fast linebackers. The Saints have a big O-line. If they get their hands on these little linebackers that the Bucs got, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about matchups, man. It's about matchups. Nick said the Saints going to be singing the same song in the end. Yep. The same song that goes about them crying and complaining to the referees. Yep, that song. That's the exact song. He said the NFC West got the juice this year. No cap. NFC West is tough. I mean, the Cardinals did take that L to the Dolphins, and they have lost to the Panthers. And the Seahawks really got embarrassed. But, I mean, they got some competitive teams. Miss Sandy, what up, though? What's going on with you? Miss Lady? Mark said, who coming out the NFC? I really have no idea. I thought I was going to be the Packers for a while. Then they got dominated, you know what I'm saying, by the Bucs. Then it's like, oh, the Bucs, they are who we thought they were. Then they get dominated by the Saints. I mean, I guess you could say the Saints are the favorite right now, but I just seen them coming down to earth sometime soon. She said they kept doing the zone defense with plays in the Breeze hand. Exactly. Like Drew Brees, he's either he's gonna pick a zone apart. You got to play a little bit of man coverage, man. You got to. You have to play some man coverage. If he has protection and you play zone, he's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill you. She said we gonna see. Said Packers or Seahawks. Seahawks defense just, yeah. But I'm going to talk about the Seahawks because, y'all, we have to start believing these teams when they show us who they are. Let's not make a mistake. This is week 10. We've had 8 to 9 games on all these teams. Like, y'all got it twisted the other week when the Seahawks played great. Who did they play against? Was it the Cardinals or somebody? I don't know. Everybody's like, oh, this Seahawks defense is for real. They finally back to being Legion of Boom like. And then they laid an egg against the Bills. The Seahawks aren't a good defense. They have a couple decent players. Obviously, Bobby Wagner is good. KJ Wright is solid. But people are starting to get hip to Jamal Adams. He's starting to kind of get exposed. He's not a good coverage safety. He's pretty much an extra linebacker and pass rusher. If he's not playing the run or running sideline to sideline, you can neutralize him if you put him in coverage. We saw him get cooked by Stephon Diggs. The man's feet is horrible. Now, why is he in man coverage so many times versus Diggs and stuff like that? Maybe it was matchups. Maybe because Josh Allen is a good runner of the football as a quarterback, they felt like they needed to man up, have a spy or something like that, or they just wanted to bring some blitz to him and stuff like that. But putting him in those situations isn't a good thing. I never saw Earl Thomas playing man coverage. I feel like the Jamal Adams and Earl Thomas are similar skill sets. I give Earl Thomas the edge in coverage, not man coverage, but coverage. But it's still that run and hit and physical safety. So what's going on? Like, why are they changing the scheme up a little bit? Yeah, I know personnel is different from the Legion of Boom, but they usually run that cover 3 and stuff like that. But the Seahawks defense is garbage, guys. Let's believe them. This is the same defense that got carved up by Cam Newton and the Patriots. And nobody's mistaking Cam Newton and the Patriots for being some kind of juggernaut offense. They were a yard away. They got one stop, so they got credit. They were a yard away of getting beat by them at home. So let's believe these teams when they show us who they are, man. Let's not let one week change our perspective on what we feel about these teams. Okay? Let's keep it real. Said poor Russell Wilson. Ain't no poor Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson making $40 million. Don't feel sorry for Russell Wilson. He making $40 million. He making $40 million. And I see that MVP hype starting to slow down now that he threw all them picks. What did he throw? 3 picks? Now good old Mahomes is back at the front. I didn't realize Mahomes only threw 1 interception all year. 25 touchdowns, 1 pick. The Chiefs, they just haven't been dominating anybody, so they kind of been flying under the radar. I mean, they didn't dominate the Panthers on Sunday. It's just Mahomes played flawless. Travis Kelce had 146 yards receiving. Tyreek Hill had 113. Like, you got to stop something. You stop the running game, I guess. They just gave up on the run. They ran the ball like, 7, 8 times? They literally just carved the Panthers up. Now, are the Chiefs for real? I don't know. We'll see. You guys make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you have not, man. If you ain't checking in, let me know. What up, though? Give me a sign. I'll shout you out. Said Seahawks play all their games close. They don't never blow anybody out. This is true. They get these hard-fought wins, and then once they squeak them out, we think they're that good. But, like, when you play close games, those games can go either way. Like, the Seahawks do always play close. Russell Wilson is a man of the dramatics. I told y'all a couple weeks ago about them prayers he throws up sometimes. But the Bills jumped on him quick. This is the first close game game they played that hasn't been close because they got blown out. They were playing from behind the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Playing from behind the whole time. But when you play those close games, yeah, you can pull them out and squeak them out. But you can't make a living playing close games because you're bound to not get all the lucky bounces every time. The ball is definitely, it's not a round, it's not a basketball shaped object. It's not a circle. It's not a sphere. It's like I don't even know what you call it. The pigskin is not shaped. You never know which way it's going to bounce. You ever try to dribble a football? It's hard. Because you never know which way the ball is going to bounce, so you can't make a living on playing these close games. They're bound to not go your way, especially when it counts. And like I said, I know Russell Wilson is the man of the dramatics, and the Seahawks are people of the dramatics, but you can't make a living off doing that, especially when your defense is garbage. So speaking about Cam, what's wrong with Cam? I don't think Cam is 100%. We don't know what the lasting effects are of COVID-19 playing. You know, we seen Zeke Elliott ain't really been the same. He had COVID. Cam had COVID. He's been a little bit in ever since. But as bad as Cam's playing, he just got to take care of the football. Like, he literally has no weapons, but the type of player he is and what he brings to the table, if he doesn't turn the ball over, there's a great chance that the team will be either in scoring reach or have a chance to win the game. The defense isn't as dominant as it used to be, but they can get it done. They can get stops. They can get turnovers every so often. They're pretty disciplined all around, so they don't make a ton of mistakes as far as penalties and stuff. I mean, not having Gilmore against the Jets kind of hurt, but if Cam Newton doesn't turn the ball over, they're going to have a chance every time, just because the way the defense has to defend him, what he can do with the football throwing. He may not be the most accurate or more precise passer, but he's effective. And his skill set opens up the defense enough for him to be effective enough. You know what I'm saying? I still don't think he's 100% healthy, but not to mention, he's throwing to Damiere Byrd and Jacoby Myers, excuse me. If you're not a Patriots fan, you don't know who Jacoby Myers is. And if you're not a Panthers fan or a South Carolina Gamecocks fan, you don't know who Damiere Byrd is. I know who Damiere Byrd is. He's my height. I'm not that tall. I'm 5'8". 5'8". That's who he's throwing to at wide receiver. Jacoby Myers. You see why Tom Brady left? The cupboard is bare. Bill Belichick blamed it on the salary cap, but they don't have a lot of talent. Luckily, they're able to run the ball, and the offensive line is pretty good to give him enough time. But the offensive line still has their struggles every so often. You know what I'm saying? And they've had injuries. But Burkhead, White, they've done pretty decent. Burkhead has been very effective, actually. But they just don't have a lot of talent. So every game they win is going to be a struggle regardless. You know what I'm saying? People are really underestimating the lack of talent they have on the outside. And Cam Newton has played with some bad wide receiving cores. But the talent that he has around him is garbage. People forget that Cam Newton took the Panthers to that wild card, throwing to Russell Shepard, Brenton Burson, and Kalen Clay. If you never heard of those three guys, my point is proven. My point is proven. And he almost beat the Saints. He had them on the 20-yard line, turned the ball over on fourth down. They got sacked on fourth down to end the game. Had them in position to score. Could have won had it been one or two catches either way by these scrubs, but he's throwing to a bunch of nobodies. Led them to the wild card. Like, he's had bad receiving cores, but this one might be the worst. Because he doesn't even have a tight end. At least he had Greg Olsen. He doesn't even have a tight end. So, the talent ain't there. Said Tom Brady threw 3 picks trying to force feed Antonio Brown. I don't blame him. They had been telling everybody all week they were going to force feed Antonio Brown. Like, what you think is going to happen? The defense is going to key on Antonio Brown. Like, if you put it out there, we're going to go to Antonio early and often. That's the game plan for us. Well, you know the defense is listening also when you put this stuff into the media. Like, why would you tell everybody that you're gonna do this? Like, this is not basketball where you can just call your shots, tell somebody you're gonna do and they can't. Nah, this is football. Like, literally the only advantage the offense has is the snap count and the defense not knowing what you're about to do, and they got to react to it. If you tell them what you're about to do, they're gonna stop that. They're going to stop it. I mean, I expect the connection to get better as more time goes on because Antonio Brown has been out for a season plus. But don't put it all out in the media that you about to do all this, that, and the third with him to try to get him involved early and often. They're going to take that away. I don't know. Mark said Mahomes going to win MVP. He having a better start to the season than MVP. Yeah, I just think when it comes to Mahomes and the MVP stuff, he came onto the season in his career so hot. Like, when you set the bar that high, you might set the bar at like whatever. Let's say the bar is set at 10 feet high. A lot of people can't get to 10 feet because that's a historic. 10 feet is historic. Now, every other quarterback may be playing at 7 feet or so. But if you set that bar at 10 feet early in your career, but then every other season after that is only 8.5 or so, it's not as flashy. You're not winning every game as dominant as you had been before. You playing at 8 feet, which is still way better than the guys that's playing at 7 feet, but it ain't your 10 feet. So we kind of underrate you until halfway through the season. And Russell Wilson, he started off hot, but literally once you start out early, nobody's a front runner from start to finish for these awards like MVP and Heisman and stuff like that. The longer you're playing, the more body of work these guys have to pick you apart. Then you have one bad game, they bump you to the bottom. Aaron Rodgers was a front runner a couple weeks ago. Did the Packers even play? I don't think the Packers played. Bumped them down. Mahomes is up there now. He may get another one. He may get another one. He said, I like Mahomes, but Chiefs fans are almost unbearable. Yeah, they are. The bandwagon's getting real, real heavy. Not to mention they get a lot of favoritism for the refs. It's raining cats and dogs outside. Y'all can't hear it, but it's raining hard. So what I think about the Saints, AK and MT. Like I said, they had quiet games this past Sunday, but it wasn't necessary. Between the turnovers, the Saints forcing turnover on downs in the red zone because the Bucs were getting desperate when they were losing. And Drew Brees just really spreading the ball around to everybody finally. They didn't really need them. They didn't have their big-time games like they usually do. I mean, Michael Thomas, he's easing his way back into it, so I assume his production will increase. And Alvin Kamara has been one of the most productive guys from scrimmage this year, so, I mean, he's going to have a off game every so often. Granted, I needed him to go off because I lost my fantasy game this week. I only put up like 83 points because I had Tom Brady as my quarterback. Tom Brady literally gave me 0.2 points in fantasy. 0.2. He only scored 0.2 more points than I did in fantasy. And I didn't even put shoulder pads on. Tom Brady owed me one. He owed me one. Mark said, "Dunk 5'6", don't let him lie." Hey, man. I'm 5'8". Don't argue with me, argue with your mama. Said 5'5". Hey, y'all playing. You said the Dez Bryant pickup gonna do anything? No. I don't think so. I'm ready to see him spin, though. Yeah, I think how rusty Antonio Brown looked. Antonio Brown only took a year and some change off. He was healthy. Dez Bryant has been out for a while. I don't even know the amount of years he's been out. But even looking at his highlights of him doing drills, he doesn't look as explosive as he was. He tore that Achilles. He doesn't look as explosive as he was. Now he can be big and physical, so we'll see how that works. I mean, they have a lot of tight ends in Baltimore, so they like those big physical targets. Maybe Lamar can take advantage of it, but I do like them having somebody like him, a bigger body, more physical guy, versus Hollywood Brown, who's 175 pounds, who happened to just gained 15 pounds this offseason, so now he's 175 pounds. Hollywood Brown, he's light. Snead, I mean, Willis Snead is not, I mean, he's okay. But so having a big body wide receiver like Dez Bryant on the outside, it'll help. But he's not going to be Dez Bryant of old. So how will he change his game? Because he doesn't look as explosive. Especially, in and out of cuts. But maybe that's not necessary in his offense. We'll see how he meshes in. We get our first taste of seeing Dez Bryant this week. So we'll see. He said, I'm driving on it. He said, Josh Allen might get it. Josh Allen, he started off hot, simmered down, had a good game this past Sunday. Maybe. We got to see how the Bills do. The Bills win the division, which they're probably going to do. Have a decent record, he making some hype. They'll probably have a decent seed in the playoffs. We'll see. But you guys make sure you get a video thumbs up if you have not already. We rolling it with the Dunk on Demand show. Appreciate y'all keep these questions coming, man. I got y'all. But let's talk about the NFL being rigged, okay? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about NFL being rigged. I see the question coming in, Mark. I got you. Let's talk about the NFL being rigged, man. Y'all seen these headlines? These former player, Benny Cunningham. Benny Cunningham saying that the NFL is rigged. Y'all hear about that? Do y'all think the NFL is rigged? Y'all let me know. I know if you're a Saints fan, you probably think it is rigged after that missed pass interference call and stuff like that happened against the Rams. Y'all, I know Saints fans swear up and down it's rigged. To me, the NBA could be rigged, probably. There's a lot less moving parts. But the NFL to be rigged, that is a tough job to do. There's so many players, so many things happening at once. So much stuff. Like Benny Cunningham, he went on Twitter, he tweeted that the NFL is rigged and players have to sign the NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, so they don't give any details about how it's rigged. But he said on Twitter that, who wants the story though? It's rigged. I signed an NDA, but who wants the story though? I'm out the league, but who wants the story though? Sounds fishy to me. You can't give details, but it sounds rigged, but it's rigged. Sounds a little fishy. Sound like a play for clout to me. I'm gonna let Offset say it. All right, let me mute this before I get a copyright infringement. But you get it. I think it's for clout, man. You can't be trying to shop a story around. I think it's for clout. Like nobody's shaking for Benny Cunningham. I mean, I know who he is just because I'm a super football fan, but most people that are NFL fans probably don't know who Benny Cunningham is. Unless you're a Bears fan or I think he played for the Rams also. But of course, Larry Johnson, the former Chiefs running back, he co-signed it. But he's the ultimate conspiracy theorist. He has like a conspiracy political podcast now or whatever. He co-signed it. I mean, not that he has any credibility. He was once one of my favorite players, but like, he has no credibility. Nobody's believing that. Nobody's believing Larry Johnson. So that co-sign almost takes away the credibility. And obviously with all the politics and stuff going on, you got the QAnon people thinking that everything is a conspiracy. Everybody is controlled by something or whatever. The NFL, man, it's too many moving parts for it to be rigged. And I thought one of the funniest responses to that is if the NFL is scripted, he didn't even say it's rigged. He said it's scripted. And one of the funniest responses to saying that it's scripted was somebody say, imagine what Dak Prescott thought when he saw in the script that his leg was going to be bent 90 degrees in the opposite direction. Like, could you imagine them scripting a gruesome injury like that? How? Make it make sense. Make it make sense, man. Like, it's not even funny because that injury was terrible to Dak. But like, imagine him reading the script and seeing that his legs got to get broke on national television for everybody to see. I don't think so, man. It's just hard. Too many moving parts. Too many things involved. Are refs favorite towards certain teams? Yes. Are they probably paid by bookies or certain huge sports bettors? Probably. But I don't think it's rigged by the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But still, those calls can be game changing at the moment. But there's so many other plays that lead up to those moments. How can you script them? How can you script it? So you mean to tell me that when the Saints got shafted by the refs, that they scripted everything up to it? Like they scripted the part after it also? They scripted, okay, boom, the Saints aren't going to get that call, but we're going to give them the ball back in overtime, and they're not going to do anything with the ball and lose. You think they scripted it? Like, come on. There's literally been thousands upon thousands upon thousands of players, and nobody's mentioned that. Nobody. And we all know the refs are bad, but come on. Come on. You know. And then Clark said just garbage refs. She agreed with me. So I don't think it's rigged, but some fishy stuff do go on. Yeah, and I think it's favoritism. I think it's favoritism. But I don't think it's to influence the ultimate of the game. Just kind of like LeBron gets a bunch of calls. Just cause. It's like that type of stuff. The better teams always get more calls than anything. So certain games are when Brady plays the Chiefs, I don't know who the league would want to win. Yeah. Good point. So the refs intervene or blatantly miss calls. Yeah, like I said, the refs, they have a little play in it. Like I said, I think they're just paid by some bookies. You know? I swear the refs are betting on the games. Hey, possibly. He said Shermer can barely script a good game plan for the Broncos. NFL not scripted. Hey, 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 that's funny. Hey, that's funny. And you're right though. You're right. Like, how can you make some of this stuff up? Because some of these games are whack. Like, if they were going to be scripted, if the NFL was going to be scripted, they script some whack games. Nobody wanted to see the Buccaneers get blown out. Like, you can have the Saints win, but nobody wanted to see the Bucs get blown out. Like, why would they script something like that? Why would they script something like that? You know what I'm saying? Muka said the Falcons' Super Bowl loss was scripted. Doesn't it did seem like a storybook, right? But like that would be believable if we didn't see the Saints blow multiple leads on the regular. Like they literally blow leads for fun. Like the Super Bowl did almost seem like, bro, why are the Falcons doing this? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? But at the same time, you see them blow a lead to the Cowboys. Or you see them blow a lead to the Bears this season. They do it on the regular, man. They do it on the regular. That's not scripted to me. It seemed like a storybook, like it's written, but it ain't. Now, I will say, this other night against the Jets and the Patriots, fishy stuff goes on. Like, even though they didn't get a touchdown, remember when the Pats were about to kick a field goal, but the Jets had 12 men on the field for no reason? Like, that may not be fixed. That could be fixed, but that could be the Jets just trying to throw the game so they could get Trevor Lawrence. 12 men on the field, gave the Pats automatic first. Granted, they ended up kicking a field goal anyway, but stupid stuff like that. The last drive, they leave a guy wide open across the field. Cam hits him for the deep to get into field goal range. What kind of defense is that? It seems kind of fishy because maybe these guys are tanking. That may be the only script or rig it could be. But I don't see there's some script or some NDA you have to sign for stuff to happen. That seems weird. Too many moving parts. Saying what leads did the Panthers blow? I don't think we've ever blown a lead like that. We've had some comebacks. We've gotten blown out. But I don't think the Panthers ever blown a lead that I can remember. Said the Jets definitely try to lose on purpose. That's what I think. It's not scripted. It's just some teams are just that bad. They're that bad. They're that bad. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's hard, man. It's 53 guys on the active roster. How can you script all this? They say it's like Truman Show style. That's what they said. They said Truman Show style. Like, do you know what the Truman Show was? They didn't know. Truman didn't know he was in a show. But this guy's saying they have to sign an NDA. So what is it? You can't use a simile or a metaphor like the Truman Show when the guy didn't know he was being scripted until the end. But then say y'all had to sign an NDA. Make it make sense, man. So the Jets was winning and threw up a Hail Mary. Dude, yes. Why? I mean, yeah, it was like a punt, but Flacco had been playing almost flawless the whole night. Almost flawless the whole night. Why did he throw that? Why did he throw that? He had been playing almost flawless. I don't get it. Y'all make sure y'all get a video thumbs up if you have not. Give the video a thumbs up if you have not. Let's talk about yeah, say somebody would have snitched by now regards to NDA. Exactly. For the check. So not scripted, but outcomes are definitely influenced. And that's what I will agree with. 100%. Now, where are the influences from? Are they from the coaching staff? Putting out bad players? Calling stupid plays? Trying to tank? Is it the referees influencing it? They got money on somebody. They're being paid by a big-time bookie to rig a game to make sure that the Patriots or the Bucs or the Saints or whoever wins? Possibly. But is there some puppeteer up in the sky pulling strings or some elitist pulling all the strings? I don't think so. It's hard, man. Now, the NBA, we can have a different conversation about that. They clearly have favorites. We all know LeBron and them. Always a favorite. Always. We'll see what happens next year when KD and them come back and Steph and Clay. But the NBA, we can have that conversation at a different time. But I think it's rigged. Mark said, I think Mark had a question. Oh, yeah. Mark said, they said if Kyler Murray was the Ravens quarterback right now instead of Lamar, they would be more of a favorite. You agree? I can agree. And the reason why is Kyler Murray has really taken his game to a whole nother level. Now, he was a miniature quarterback. We know that. He's small. He had his speed, had the arm strength. We just needed to know how tall he was. They said he was 5'10". I doubt it. He looks my height on the field. But they were scared to run him last year because he's that small. But he looks a lot more comfortable in the pocket. He has better wide receivers now. And he's using his legs like crazy. Have y'all been? This dude has been running like crazy. He gets down, and he's so small, it's not really a great weight. You can't really get a clean shot on him. He literally just scampers. When they say a quarterback is scampering, that's literally what Kyler Murray does. If you heard the verb scamper or scramble, now if you think of the term scramble, Russell Wilson comes to mind. The way Russell Wilson runs, he personifies the term scramble for a quarterback. When you hear scampers, that's Kyler Murray. That's scampering. That's scampering. But he's been doing that so effectively. They unleashed his legs finally this year. And so Lamar Jackson, they're doing some of the same things. Running wise, granted, Lamar is a lot more deadly as a runner because of his shiftiness, how smooth he is. But at the same time, Kyler Murray could probably be close to as effective as Lamar. He can't take the pounding that Lamar does, but he could be as effective in that. Not to mention, he seems to have a little bit more precision to his throws. So, yeah. I mean, I think the Ravens would probably be in a better position. Because Lamar, I mean, he's not playing as great this year. He's one of those guys that set the bar for himself. The MVP year, he set the bar. Now you're going to be measured up to that every time. It happens, man. They do this to all these guys. Just look at Cam Newton. Had one of the best years ever for a dual threat quarterback. If he doesn't do anything close to that, no matter the circumstances, they're going to be pissed off about it. It's just the way that it is. Unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Just the way that it is. He said Lamar been messing up running when you have open receivers. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. When you have that blessing of being able to run, you always going to have confidence in your legs. You've been walking since you was what, 8, 9, 10 months? You always going to have confidence in your legs. Walking is like breathing. You ain't got to try. Lamar Jackson, he got that speed. It's like breathing for him. It's natural. Now, he may not have a full confidence in his arm, but he know them legs going to always be there. Every day he get up, he got to put them legs on the ground. So he know they're going to be there. The confidence is in that. So that's always going to be the ultimate fallback plan for him. But yeah, I mean, the Kyler versus Lamar, yeah, I mean, I'm taking, based off this year, of course you got to take Kyler. But you want to see Kyler put in more work because he hasn't had an MVP. Lamar has an MVP, so we got to show that respect. Period. Kyler Murray may be on his way to having an MVP eventually, but we got to put some respect on Lamar Jackson's name, bro. We got to put the respect on his name. Miss Sandy said Greg Roman is holding off his back, and I think you said he may be on the way out, which is crazy because wasn't Greg Roman rumored to be like in the head coaching potential like a couple years ago? He's one of the candidates possible for a head coach. And now people are saying he's holding it back. Lamar Jackson even came out today and said that defenses are calling the plays out. Whenever you say that, that's the ultimate indictment on the offensive coordinator. Ultimate indictment. And when you have a guy like Lamar Jackson, there's no reason for that to happen. You should not be predictable when you have a guy like Lamar Jackson with that skill set. They should not know what you're about to do. You can be so creative with a guy with those kind of skills. Like, why do defenses, like, why should they be calling out play? There's no reason. Like, do you need to hit up Chip Kelly, Rich Rodriguez to help you develop your option game and passing game off the option, off the quarterback runs? What do you need to do? But there's no reason why you should not be able to be creative. And players should think that the defenses are calling out those plays. There's no reason, no excuse. No excuse. Sandy said Lamar barely running this year. Dumb coaches keeping him in the pocket. I think it may be some defenses keeping him in the pocket too. They're realizing they're picking their point. You know, comes that time where defenses are going to try to keep you in the pocket and force you to pass if they don't have confidence in your arm. You have to show them that you can beat them with your arm. But I'm not going to be that lazy and say that. Because there's also the other side of it. There's that aspect of where you hear the naysayers, you hear the people talking about, oh, you're just a running back, but you want to go out there and prove that you can throw. It happened to RG3. Yeah, RG3 was a runner. He was reckless, but they got into his head. They told him that they compared him to Andrew Luck and all this and that or whatever. And they forced him to want to be a pocket quarterback when that's not your skill set, bro. They want to put you in those molds. They want to put you in the box. Never let them put you in the box. Lamar, don't let them put you in the box. They did that, like I said, they did that to RG3. They did that to Cam Newton. Oh, if you don't learn to play from the pocket, you're not going to have a long career. Wait, don't Russell Wilson have a ring? Doesn't Patrick Mahomes have a ring? Don't those guys kind of run around and play outside of the pocket even more? Yeah, they're not more of a pure runners like some of these other guys, but they don't always win from the pocket. They win from outside the pocket. They win from inside the pocket. Offensive lines are not getting any better. They don't come out of the college developed. So you have to be able to move around. Look at the rookie quarterbacks now. They can all move to a certain extent. They be getting their block knocked off. They've been taking their lumps, but all three of the top guys can move around a little bit. You have to be able to move around. So I don't know. I hate this thing about putting people in the box. Lamar just can't let them put him in the box, man. Don't make them feel like, oh, I got to prove that I can throw the ball with the best of them. No, you don't, bro. No, you don't. Do what you do, man. Do what you do. Do what got you there. Don't let them take you out your game, man. Don't let them box you in. Okay? He said last year he needed to go. He said, yeah, I mean, somebody may give him a head coaching job. That's what they rumored. He said 2 horrible playoff games. Yeah, and now they want to say he falters in every big game. But some of the things they were calling big games were like games against the Steelers when they were garbage without Big Ben Roethlisberger. To me, it's only a big game if you're going against a big-time quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. You can call that a big game. Okay, cool. You know the hype is around you in prime time. Cool. But if it's not really playoffs, how can you call it big games and him not playing good in big games? You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. But I was talking about those rookie quarterbacks. Let's talk about them. Those three guys. Joe Burrow, Tua Tagliovoa, and Justin Herbert. Like these are three guys, three top tier guys. They were all top 10 picks. You know what I'm saying? There were some doubts about Tua, obviously, and doubts about Herbert. Joe Burrow had an awesome season. I think there was no doubts about him. But I want to talk about how these guys are having success so early. And they've all gone different routes. Joe Burrow, he's the new kid on the block. You know what I'm saying? He's the classic thing of you get a quarterback that's that high, you put him in from day one, let him take his lumps, he'll play through it. He's definitely been getting rocked. But Joe Burrow can move a little bit. He can move a little bit. He's been scrambling a little bit. And that's kind of what's helped them keep him balanced, to help them get him out of trouble. He's been getting rocked, but he's a tough guy. It's all about composure, man. If you can keep your composure after getting your block knocked off, you'll be okay. Justin Herbert, a little different route than normal quarterbacks. They benched him, tried to wait his time out, let him develop a little bit before he went in there. The quarterback got injured, so he finally had to step up. Before he was ready, but they put him in there after sitting on the bench. Has been pretty effective. They've lost a lot of close games, but Justin Herbert has been effective. Can move around a little bit, got his block knocked off, bounced back up. He's been hurt a few times where he missed a play or so here and there. Against the Panthers, he got knocked out on a blitz, took a play off. This past week against the Raiders, he got hurt on a touchdown pass. Tyrod Taylor had to come in for the 2-point conversion. But he's been tough. He's hung in there. Took his lumps. Tua. It's only been 2 games. They put him in when they thought he was ready. It wasn't because of injury. It wasn't because the starting quarterback was playing bad. They gave him enough time. They wanted to put it in for the bye week. Because of COVID, they rearranged their schedule. Tua got his start. He got his block knocked off against the Rams. But he played decent enough to get a win. This past week against the Cardinals, was running around, looked effective running the ball. Started to look like Tua of old, according to his coach. Made enough plays to win the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want to do. You want to build the confidence with these guys. They may not be piling up the wins, but you want to see that they have composure. And it's just crazy to me how these guys are having such early success. Some guys struggle, but when you pick these guys early, they're having decent success this year. They're having decent success. And to me, as a young quarterback going in, what do I want to see? I want to see composure. I want to see you be able to make plays. I want to see you be able to take a hit and bounce back up. Because these guys are going to hit you. How are you going to react to that? Are you going to get rattled? Are you going to start seeing ghosts like Sam Darnold said he was? Are you going to be careless with the football like Sam Darnold has been? Or Baker Mayfield? Are your fundamentals going to escape you like Baker Mayfield? Like, what's going to happen? Are you going to get rattled? Like, it's about composure. If the game doesn't seem too big for you, they can always build off of that. Coaches can always build off of that. But if you're like a deer in headlights out there after you get hit one time, it's going to be hard to recover from that. But these guys have shown the composure. And not to mention, are there any dominant NFL defenses this year? The rules have changed so much that it's hard to have a dominant defense. Even the top defenses can get touched. The Bucs, one of the top defenses in the league, they just gave up 38 points to the Saints. Granted, their offense didn't do them any favors by turning the ball over. But the Bucs defense did not look like the number one defense in the league. So how good are even defense? How good can they be? So maybe the transition is a little bit easier because of that. I don't know if it's because of COVID it's making it harder for defenses to prepare, or they didn't have an offseason to get stuff together and build chemistry, or what. Well, I don't know what the case is. But defenses aren't as good, and it's making it easier for these quarterbacks to transition. So they just need a little bit of composure, be able to get hit, keep ticking. You know what I'm saying? Mar said, they set my boy Tyrod up. Man, listen. I'm suing that doctor. Malpractice. I'm taking your license. See, I like Tua chances to have a better career out of all those three. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like Herbert. I do like Herbert. They just need an offensive line. He has the best weapons out of all of them, so which is why he shows the most flashes. Herbert looks like his ceiling may be the highest, just because he has that many weapons. He has so many weapons around him. They're deep at running back. Hunter Henry is a great tight end. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, two big receivers. Mike is one of the best 50-50 ball catchers in the league. Keenan Allen, one of the best route runners in the league. Good after the catch. Hunter Henry is huge. Good hands, smooth route runner. Eckler, when he's healthy, he's good. Justin Jackson, Balaj at running back. They have depth. Their offensive line is just not great, so he's been getting rocked. But when you give him time, he can be effective throwing to those good receivers. So right now, he's set up for the best. But you see Joe Burrow, starting to build that chemistry with Higgins. They got Tyler Boyd out there. Now they need a lot more weapons, I think, because AJ's gone. They're going to need maybe one more good weapon. But you can see what's going on there. Do they go after a guy like a Jamar Chase to give Joe Burrow a familiar target from college? Jamar Chase in the draft next year, do they go after him? Maybe. But they're a couple weapons away from him being a little bit better. But the Chargers, they got the better weapons. Tua, he has probably the least amount of talent around him. But they're in the best position to build. Because they traded that pick with the Texans, which is probably going to be a top 10 pick. They have their own pick. It may not be top 10, maybe top 15, maybe top half of the league. But they have 2 first rounders. Jalen Waddle got hurt, so they may be a little bit different getting him from Alabama. But they could go get him or Smith from Alabama to give Tua some familiar targets. Maybe draft the running back. Najee Harris from Alabama? Give him some Alabama boys around him. They're a competitive team right now. Put a couple more weapons around Tua. Give him some weapons he's familiar with. Somebody he's comfortable with. See what he can do. You know what I'm saying? Mar says Steelers defense is fire. Have they been scored on by anybody? I think the Eagles had some points against them. Their defense is good. But that's few and far between. I'll say that. So I think all offenses are more dominant now. Even SEC games, shootouts are crazy. Yeah, I think people are starting to realize that no matter how bad you want to build a good defense, it's always going to be biased towards the offense. So you got to have one of those. Even Alabama started going spread and putting up all kind of points. They may not have a dual threat quarterback, but they're going spread now. It's just the University of Georgia just refuses to open it up. Like, why does the University of Georgia continue to try to run pro style in college football? It's stupid. You putting the cap on yourself. Why? University of Georgia continues to do that. They're the only SEC school that's still running that BS. So Herbert is a standard QB. Yeah, he got the size, he got the arm. Like I said, he got weapons. So he gonna eat. So I like Herbert too. Keenan Allen, one of my favorite receivers. Routes go crazy. Exactly. He's smooth with it, man. In and out of cut smooth. He's got good size. He's pretty straight after the catch. Keenan Allen got good hands too. They got weapons, man. They got weapons. Y'all make sure y'all get a video thumbs up if you have not, man. Make sure you get a video a thumbs up. All right. So let's talk about this other thing. Let's talk about this NFL making this reward system. NFL, with all the stuff that's going on with the election, social injustice, stuff like that, they've been trying to do a lot more when it comes to minority coaches and general managers in the front office. So did you guys hear about the NFL with their new little policy they just came out with? So how it works is the teams that lose a minority coach, like they want to give more credit to these teams for developing minority coaches. So minority, not just black coaches, minority. Because Ron Rivera, he's Puerto Rican. He's considered a minority. He's been probably the most successful minority coach I can think about as far as non-black per se. Obviously, Tomlin is probably one of the best coaches of all time. He's the most winningest black coach of all time. This dude has never had a losing season as a coach. Never had a losing season as a coach. He came from the Vikings. I mean, I know it's hard to trust a guy with a hairline like that and a forehead that big, but clearly he's a good coach. I didn't know who he was when they signed him from the Vikings. But in 14 seasons, he hasn't had a losing year. That's wild. Even last year when they had Duck Hodges and MAGA Mason Rudolph, they still didn't have a losing year. He overachieved so much. He gets the most out of his players. Andy Clark asked about Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy, minority coach. There's been guys that have had success. But they have this reward system now. The reward system says that teams that lose a minority coach or executive to a head coaching position or a general management position somewhere else, the team that loses them will get extra third round pick for 2 consecutive years. If a team loses a coach and a GM and they both, a coach and a front office person, and they go get a head coaching and a GM job, you get third round pick for 3 straight years. Now, I'll say this. I applaud the effort. But I don't want to critique it too much because I don't know what the solution is. The Rooney Rule obviously is a joke. It's a joke, man. Let's be for real. The Rooney Rule is a joke. It's a joke. Like, a lot of people just pull these guys in to interview just to save face. And to me, the new scheme is to make your interim coach a black coach. Make sure you have a black coach on staff. Make your interim coach a black coach. Almost 9 times out of 10, the interim coach is going to get an interview. 9 times out of 10, he's going to get an interview. And you see what happened with the Falcons. The Falcons promoted Raheem Morris to head coach. They asked Arthur Blank, will he be in consideration? Arthur Blank laughed it off and said that if he goes 11-0, hey, Arthur Blank, what is he? What is Raheem Morris? 3-1 as a head coach? The one loss was a miracle loss, of course, in Falcon fashion to the Lions. They're one long Matthew Stafford pass from being 4-0. Well, not 4-0, undefeated. Yeah, 4-0 under Raheem Morris. Now, Raheem Morris has head coaching experience. Now, let's be clear. He was a 32-year-old head coach of the Bucs once upon a time. It's been 12 years. You don't think he's learned something? You don't think he's matured? You don't think he deserves another chance? He's talking a big game. He's got these guys playing. They had the talent on the team. Does he deserve a chance? Maybe. Maybe somewhere. He's just not an offensive coach. So it's hard. The way the NFL's going, if you're not an offensive coach, it doesn't matter. Does he deserve a chance? Yes. A guy like Josh McDaniels was young when he got a head coaching job with the Broncos. Now he's one of the hotter candidates year in and year out to be promoted from the Patriots to a head coaching position. But, something has to be done. I don't know what, so I say it's hard for me to critique, but something needs to be done. I applaud the effort because Eric Bieniemy, bro, how is he not a head coach? How? Like, how did he get passed up by everybody? Joe Judge, Matt Rule, Zach Taylor. Who's some else? Who are all these other new coaches? You have one of the greatest offenses of all time. Some of the most creative and most innovative plays. But they want to give the credit to Andy Reid. They didn't do that when Peterson from the Eagles got promoted or Matt Nagy got promoted. But when it's a black guy that's in the offensive coordinator position, they want to give the credit to Andy Reid for all the creativity they've had with Mahomes and all that. It doesn't make sense. They should have been did this. And now they put this rule in place. You about to give the Chiefs two extra third round picks because Bieniemy's going to have a job next year. He may be in Atlanta. if he likes it. They have the talent, but he may want to build a younger team. So we'll see. But Bieniemy's going to get a job next year. If he doesn't, it's a travesty. And then the Saints are just going to have. The Chiefs are going to have 2 extra third-round picks for free. The rich are going to get richer because y'all want to play dumb and not give the man his credit he deserves. That's wild to me. So definitely, if Patricia has a job and Gase, come on now. Exactly. Both of them should have been fired already. They shouldn't. There's no way they should have outlasted Dan Quinn. Did y'all hear about Patricia? They said on 2 different occasions, not this week and last week, they've had times where there's been only 10 men on the field. 10. In this past week when they had 10 men on the field, Dalvin Cook busted a run for 70 yards. Now, that's coaching. That's pure. That's like literally no excuse. That's bad coaching. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. You know what J. Cole say? Fool me 3 times, bump the peace signs. Load the chopper, let it rain on you. Jermaine Cole said that. But Matt Patricia doesn't deserve a 3rd time. He should be fired. They gave him a job over Jim Caldwell. A player. Jim Caldwell was 9-7 in his last year and they fired him. Lovie Smith in Tampa. They did him dirty to promote Dirk Cutter. Lovie Smith is a good coach. Now he's in college. They fired him for Dirk Cutter because he had a good relationship with Jameis. How did that work out? You do dirty by these black NFL coaches and you're going to be cursed. That's what it seemed like, man. You do dirty by these guys and you're going to be cursed. Like, come on, man. Anthony Lynn, the pressure's on him. He may be out of there. I get it. The Chargers lose a lot of close games, but they just have a gray cloud over their franchise. I can't even blame Anthony Lynn for all that. Am I a little biased because I like what I saw from him in Hard Knocks? Yeah. But at the same time, you can't blame him for the consistent injuries the Chargers have and the consistent bad luck they just have in certain games. The Chargers are the best almost team in the league. They almost beat almost everybody. They've been close with the Bucs. They've been close with the Panthers. They've been close with the Raiders. The list goes on. The Chiefs. They've almost beat literally every team on their schedule. It's just one thing goes their way, and it's tough, man. It's tough. And I hate to see it, but they're probably going to try to get somebody new in there with an offensive mind to help Justin Herbert. Why not just bring in a better coordinator? Because Anthony Lynn seems like a good head coach to me as far as motivating and running the team from what I saw on Hard Knocks. Leon Murray in this thing, though. What up, bro? What up, though? What's going on with you, dog? Kyrie said, I hate what they did to Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles was, I blame him for taking that Jets job. That was stupid. But yeah, he'll be the next Bucs head coach whenever Bruce Arians wants to get up out of there. Byron Leftwich coming up the radar. I don't know if he's ready to be a head coach, but he's an offensive coordinator. But we definitely need more black and minority executives. Not necessarily coaches, whatever. You got to have guys coming up the pipeline. And I told y'all about nepotism last week. Nepotism is real in the NFL when it comes to these coaches. But GM, we need some more minority GMs. I know Louis Riddick is working Monday Night Football, but he seems like a good guy. He seems like he knows his stuff. I would have to do some more research to see why some of the media thinks that he's been getting kind of blackballed when it comes to getting another GM position. But Louis Riddick seems like a smart guy, seems like a likable guy. Why doesn't he get another chance? I know the media checks probably feel good because you ain't got as much pressure on you. But I think Louis Riddick deserves a chance. Mark said, if Bieniemy not a head coach next season, I'm not watching NFL. Hey, man, for real. It's a travesty. Nick said they need him in Atlanta. That'd be fun to watch. He said, does Patricia have dementia? I don't know. He's too young. He never forget to put that pencil behind his ear. He never forget to shave. He get that beard long and grown and healthy looking. But how many times are they going to let Bill Belichick's assistants fail before they realize that you're not going to get the same result? And I don't want to hear about Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel's not a Bill Belichick assistant. He's a Bill Belichick player. But he's definitely a smart coach. He seemed to learn more from Bill Belichick than anything, than any of these other guys. Because he's a smart guy. He bends the rules. There are rules in place, but he bends the rules, running the clock out, doing this and that, whatever. Has big time playoff wins. Has pretty much overachieved as a team. They beat Lamar and them last year. They beat the Patriots. They had a lead against the Chiefs. They just got walked down like the Chiefs did everybody else. Mike Vrabel is a good coach, but he's a player. He's not a coach, so I don't want to hear that. But the other ones, no. Patricia, no. Charlie Weiss, no. Romeo Crennel, no. It just doesn't work. Joe Judge, I mean, he's with the Giants. He's going to be set up for failure eventually, but I don't think it's going to work out. Let the players is different. Young City 94 said, who that? Hey, man, we talked about the Saints already. Like I said, I give y'all credit. Y'all destroyed the Bucs. And y'all got the whole NFL and media saying that, oh, the Bucs are overrated. We knew they weren't that good. No, y'all didn't. They lying. Y'all did expose them. But everybody trying to act like they just knew the Bucs weren't a good football team or whatever. No. They're overrated, yes. Because, look, I told y'all before. I wanted the Patriots to beat the Rams the other year in the Super Bowl. Because this is not, we do not want the NFL to turn into the NBA. When you have these teams that go all in and pretty much add everybody on their roster to make a Super Bowl run, you do not want those teams to win because every other team is just going to try to mimic that. They're going to tank, cut players to get a bunch of cap space, and then just try to buy a ring. You do not want people to be able to buy a ring in NFL because continuity, chemistry, style of play, all that stuff matters. And you see what happens with the Saints. They have a lot of continuity. They have a lot of the same players that's been around. They have a coach that's been there for a while. They have a quarterback. That continuity made the difference against the Bucs. You do not want a Bucs like a super team like the Bucs who have Fournette, Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, Gronk, guys like that they just added to this team. You don't want a team like that to win. You don't. Because then everybody thinks that's the formula to do it. So we need the Bucs to be a loser. We need them to lose. We need them to fall apart on trying to make this super team. That way balance remains in the NFL. Otherwise, you end up like the NBA, where you have KD on the Warriors, or LeBron and AD in LA, or KD and Kyrie in Brooklyn. Everybody's going to be trying to make these super teams. So you need balance restored to the NBA. Somebody got to be the Thanos. Drew Brees had to be the Thanos this past week. Drew Brees and the Saints got to be the Thanos to bring balance back to the NFL galaxy and universe? We need balance. We don't need super teams. We need balance. Somebody got to do the dirty work. I would say not Balls, Jim Caldwell. Yeah, they did Jim Caldwell, him and his mustache. They did him dirty. He said, finally a Saints fan amongst all these Panthers fans. It's not even that many Panthers fans on this podcast. This broadcast, I don't think. Because Kyrie, he liked the Eagles. Nick liked the Falcons. Mark liked the Broncos. You like the Saints. I like the Panthers, of course. He said Louis Riddick should be an exec, no question. Exactly. Donald Clark. What up, though? Bro, it's been a long time. Of course, you're going to show up on the live stream the week after the Saints beat the Bucs. See, this is what y'all do. This is why y'all Saints fans get on my nerves. Y'all are so obnoxious. I was on Twitter, and I saw some of the most disrespectful stuff I've seen from Saints fans on Twitter. Like, this is stuff that's so inappropriate. Inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how y'all bent the Bucs over, had y'all way with them and all this and that. Ways I would not describe a butt whooping. I would not describe a butt whooping like that. That's inappropriate. It's not suitable for work. I would not describe a butt whooping by bending your opponent over and having your way with them. No. You can put them over your knee and hit them with a belt. Okay, but yeah, it's obnoxious. Oh, Lord, the camera went out. One second. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties, guys. Be right back. Be right back. My camera battery died. Camera battery died. Be right back, guys. Oh. It's how you know it's live. Oh boy. Whew, I'm back. I was on borrowed time with my camera battery. A little bit of different angle. But, all right, I'm back. Who we got checking in? I wasn't trying to let y'all see my legs. I was trying to do this like a work Zoom meeting. I wasn't trying to let y'all see my legs. I got the Dunk on the Man shirt up top. Oh, yeah. We in there. Not bad. It's a little bit drier of a camera, but here we go. All right, the Saints fans rolling in. Like I said, yeah, some of the most obnoxious stuff I've seen. Some of the most obnoxious. Said, whoa, Saints fans coming in. Yeah, here they come. They coming out the woodworks. It's how y'all do. It's how they do. He's here killed them. Man, where you been, Donald Clark? Where you been, dog? Where you been, man? B Diva, we got a Panthers fan in here. What up, though? What up, Gov? Where you been? Donald Clark said, handle business and moved on, period. And Sandy said she liked the Panthers and the Ravens. Well, you welcome here because you put the Panthers first. Said, what up, though? Long-time watcher, big fan, sending love from Florida. Bless up, bro. I appreciate you being rocking with me for a long time, man. I know a lot of people don't like to comment, man, but I appreciate you speaking up, commenting. If you check in, man, I'm going to shout you out. So if you want to shout out, you want me to return the love to you, just drop some love in the comments when you do it. I'll give you a shout out. Shout out to Bosif04. I like that name, the way you spelled it. Bosif. Luke is checking in. Everybody checking in. It's been a long time for everybody. Luke is checking in. What up, though, Lucas? What up, though? See, Nick said I'm gonna be sad for y'all if y'all let the Falcons beat y'all in 2 weeks. Said remind me of the Bucks defense. Y'all get off my. Hey, he said we got 49 next. They're gonna get to what happened there last year. Hey, I hope y'all beat the 40. I wonder is Garoppolo gonna play? Probably not. Y'all probably get Nick Mullins. That's the thing. The Saints. I hate to say it, man, and home and field advantage probably won't matter this year, but the Saints' schedule is lining up very favorably for them. Have y'all seen the Saints' schedule? Have y'all seen their schedule? It's lining up so favorably. So they got the Niners without Jimmy Garoppolo. They got the Falcons. Go to the Broncos. Then they got the Falcons again at the Falcons. At the Eagles. They got the Chiefs, the Vikings, and the Panthers. Now, they could get 1, 2, depending on how they play. They should beat the Eagles. They should beat the 49ers. The Vikings always give the Saints a hard time. And they could easily split with the Falcons. And the Panthers gave them a close game the last time. So, I mean, they got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8? 8 games left. They 6-2 now. I mean, 10-6 is the floor for these guys. 10-6 is the floor. It seems like to me. I I think worst case scenario they could go 500. Andy Clark said when they beat the Chiefs, she want me in a Saints jersey. Now I ain't putting on no jersey. I'd be willing to make a wager. If when is that? That's that's Sunday the 20th. If 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 y'all beat the Chiefs on the 20th, when I do the live stream that Wednesday, Christmas Eve, I will have some Saints merchandise on. I will wear it the whole live stream. But I need another bet from you. I need a bet from you. Like I gotta, if I gotta embarrass myself, if y'all do that, you gotta put up some wager. Like you gotta wear some kind of cheap. You gotta wear a Chief shirt. You gotta wear. I mean, you like the Panther. You like Cam Newton, so I ain't gonna make you wear no Cam stuff. You gotta wear like a Panthers beanie or something like that, or I don't know. But we got if we're gonna put a wager on it, we'll do that. But like y'all play the Chiefs on the 20th, the 23rd, which is the live stream before Christmas, the last live stream before Christmas, because y'all play the Vikings on Christmas Day. So the last live stream before Christmas, I will wear some Saints merchandise. If y'all do it. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, you ain't wearing no Cam. I ain't gonna let you wear no Cam jersey. I ain't gonna let you wear. You like Cam Newton, so that ain't no punishment for you. You like Cam. I need you in something else. I need you in like a Christian McCaffrey is the GOAT jersey, or a Christian McCaffrey jersey, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You like Cam. That's not no punishment. It's not gonna do you any harm if if you wear a Cam jersey. You bought that money. You wanted that jersey. Me, I gotta go out my way. If I'm gonna buy some Saints merchandise, I'm gonna have to go out my way to get that. I'm gonna have to go out my way to get that. So it got to be something. It's gotta be something that's high stakes. Donna Clark said 12-4. 12-4. Will they beat the 49ers? Yes. Will they beat the Falcons once? Yes, at least. Broncos? Yes. Falcons at the Falcons? Yeah, it's a rivalry game. It can go anyway. Eagles? Yes. Chiefs? I don't think so. Vikings? Panthers? So 5 in the possible. So we're talking 10-6, 11-5. Donna Clark says 12-4. That means y'all only losing 2 more games from here on out. Chiefs. I mean, it's doable, but I don't see y'all sweeping the Falcons. As bad as the Falcons are, I don't see y'all sweeping the Falcons. Nick said, he said, no, what are you saying? He said, you know, you put on the Saints gear, your skin burns. Listen. I'm just scared if I put on that Saints gear, I might get some cold for Christmas from Santa. Since I got to wear that before Christmas time, I've been good all year. As bad as 2020 been, I've been good. If I wear that Saints gear, am I going to get cold for Christmas in my stocking? You know, Santa Claus don't like ugly, so if I put on that Saints gear, I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how it's going to go. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he said he got a new linebacker. Yeah, Quan. We'll see what. No, ain't Quan hurt? Ain't Quan Alexander hurt? So Amazon sells Saints merch. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I showed you that pullover I had last week. But I need you in something. Nah. I got it. I got the bet. I ain't gonna make you wear no Panther stuff. Andy Clark. If the Saints beat the Chiefs. Hear me out. The Saints beat the Chiefs. Hold on. Let me put your comment back up so everybody know. Hold on, where it at? There it is. Say what? If the Saints beat the Chiefs, I will do the broadcast, the Wednesday live stream on the 23rd. Because the Saints play the Chiefs on the 20th, December 20th. My next live stream will be the 23rd, that Wednesday, before Christmas. If the Saints beat the Chiefs, I will wear some Saints merch for the whole live stream. As bad as it burns my skin, makes me break out, make me itch, I will wear Saints merch. However, if the Saints lose to the Chiefs, I need you to buy some Falcons gear. I need you to wear some Falcons gear. A Rise Up shirt, something like that on Amazon. A Rise Up shirt. I need you to take a selfie, put it on social media, say you lost the bet. That's my final offer. That's my final offer. I need something that's gonna sting, because you may not hate you may not hate the Panthers like that because you like Cam. But if you wear I know some Falcons gear is really gonna make you feel some type of way, especially down in New Orleans where you at. Yeah, that's what I need. Take that or leave it. If you agree, put a handshake emoji in the comment. Donna Clark said, I might be blessed. I don't know about that. Lucas said, the Packers, here come the Packers optimism. He said, the Packers are slowly getting better. Lazard coming back and running backs getting healthy. Offense is about to look nasty. He said, dude, Lucas, I'm off the Packers, man. I'm off y'all. Y'all embarrassed me. I picked y'all to beat the Bucs. Y'all let me down. Lucas. I was on y'all hype train. I was picking y'all to come out the NFC at that point. I was picking y'all. I was rooting for you. Then y'all got embarrassed by the Bucs. You hate to see it. He said I should take calls that day. I'll take calls. Well, it don't matter. I'll take calls. I'm going to start taking calls on Sunday after the games for sure. I may start that this week, matter of fact. But I'll take a call that day. I may even get you on the live stream. I can bring in the people to do the interview, and I want you to wear that Falcons gear so everybody can see. You know what I'm saying? Donna Clark said, never. Hell no. Nick said, you got to go down to Bourbon with the Falcons gear on. He said, go down to Bourbon. I said, Falcons. She put the emoji in the comments, y'all. Y'all see this. Y'all, everybody's watching. Y'all see this. This is the wager. Y'all seen it. It's up in the air. It's on the internet. You know, nothing on the internet goes away. So it's out there. It's out there, man. So it's going down. Y'all remember this. But y'all make sure y'all get the video a thumbs up if you have not, man, because I just got this wager in, and we'll see how it go. I'll be surfing Amazon for some NFL gear. I'll look for something for the Saints if I have to. And I'll even look at some cheap Falcons gear for Annie Clark. That way she can pick out. That way when she's done wearing it, she can burn it and not feel like she wasted her money. You know what I'm saying? But, man, y'all funny. She said, I'm not going to Bourbon during COVID. I agree. I don't blame you for that. That's suicide. She said, I'd rather wear Falcons gear than go to Bourbon Street during COVID. Straight up. Because y'all play the Chiefs at home. And the Chiefs, I mean, y'all. I don't think y'all not gonna have a loaded stadium all year. Y'all may or not playing no games. So y'all not gonna have anybody in the stadium probably like that. So we'll see. But what else we talking about? Yeah. So COVID. Y'all heard about this? Y'all heard about the playoffs getting expanded possibly? The NFL talking about expanding the playoffs. Talking about having 16 teams in the playoffs. That's wild. They already expanded it once. But they're talking about having 16 teams. Because of COVID and all that. Not to mention all these COVID, y'all heard about all these games? All these games that have been canceled in college? It's been all kind of the Big Ten is on the ropes. They just came back. You know, I feel bad because the Big Ten actually took COVID legitimately. They canceled the season. They took their time coming back. All these other teams rushed out. But like sometimes there's no reward for doing the right thing and following stuff by the book. Taking stuff slow, like doing everything like you're supposed to do. Doesn't it feel bad? Doesn't it really makes you feel bad about doing the right thing sometimes? Because the Big Ten, they took their time. They delayed the season. They canceled it. They decided to bring it back once they saw these other teams playing and it was safe. But these other teams were ahead of the curve. They were smart. They was like, oh, in the wintertime, they said in the wintertime it's going to get worse. So we're going to try our hardest while it's still warm. Once it gets cold, if the season's canceled, we play 8-9 games. The Big Ten just started 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now they're probably going to be on hold again, jeopardizing their chances of playing in the playoff or the national championship. So it's tough, man. Like, they don't have the resources to keep these guys tested as much as the NFL players do, or keep them in isolation or monitor what they're doing throughout the day. These are college kids, man. They're going to do what they do. I mean, they're not getting paid, so you can only hold them to certain standards. But it's tough, man. It's tough. Because the Big Ten, they try to do it by the book. You try to do the right thing. End up getting shafted. That ever happened to you? Or you saw something happen to somebody else? Ever happen? Like, people like, where was I at? I think I went to the movies. I went to see Black Panther one time. I'm going to tell on myself. I went to see Black Panther at what was it? That was what do they call the place? Where you eat in the Studio Movie Grill. I don't know why I can't think of it. Studio Movie Grill. I went. The movie was delayed. I don't know why the movie was delayed. I heard the cooks walked out or something like that. We had prepaid for our tickets. The movie was delayed. We ended up getting in there. They didn't serve us any real food, just concessions and alcoholic beverages. So it was like a ripoff. What's the point of going to Studio Movie Grill to sit in a computer chair to watch a movie? I could do that at home. But like after the movie, when they usually come and pick up your tab and close your tab. Nobody came around. So when the lights came on, people were just kind of waiting around, waiting to pay and stuff. And every now and then a couple people paid because they paid early. But if you waited till after the movie ended to pay, nobody's really coming down there frequently. The right thing to do would be to stay there and pay for your movie and pay for what you had. But mostly everybody that was in there, the service was terrible. They only saw their waiter once when they got popcorn at the beginning of the movie. They didn't see him at all afterwards. A lot of people were leaving out. The people that stayed and actually paid, I mean, you SOL. But the people that just left because they know they got done wrong because they couldn't eat food, they paid an arm and a leg for their ticket, they didn't do the right thing. They got a free drink or popcorn. Everybody else had to pay for their stuff. It's not always rewarding to do the right thing, man. And that's what's happening to the Big Ten. It sucks, but it's sad but true. Sad but true. You know what I'm saying? But the NFL owners, they approved the contingency plan to expand the playoffs to 16 teams if COVID-19 causes cancellations. So you know they already expanded the playoffs to 7 teams on each side with only one team getting a bye. But they're going to expand it even more. So now half the league gets into the playoffs. So now your motivation changed. Maybe you were a fringe top 10 pick team, top 12 pick team in the league, but now you're like, oh, we can make the playoffs? If we get in the top 16, 1 to 2 wins could make the difference of you getting in the playoffs or you having the top 10 pick. So how do you balance that at some of these franchises if you're trying to tank for a guy that's a high pick? Some teams, if you're smart, if you know you don't have a chance to win the Super Bowl, you'll probably just throw the season away. It's a wash. Nobody expected us to do anything anyway under these circumstances, or if the circumstances wasn't there. We weren't built for success. Getting to the playoffs and not winning the Super Bowl, It doesn't do anything. It builds some confidence. It gets a little experience in the playoffs, but it doesn't help, especially when half the teams in the league make it. Would you rather have that in the throwaway season, or would you have a top 10 pick, top 5 pick? A chance to get a high-quality quarterback or a high-quality offensive lineman, a Jamar Chase, a Trevor Lawrence, a Justin Fields, a Micah Parsons out of Penn State. There's not too much separating a playoff team and a top 10 pick. You know what I'm saying? So how do you balance that? You know, players are always going to want to play to win and whatever, but at the same time, general management, they have their ideas set. They don't say it vocally because they don't have to play and they don't have to talk to the media like that. But they know what they want to tank. They know what they want to have a higher pick. So how do you balance that? You know what I'm saying? How do you balance that? You know, you guys make sure you get a video thumbs up if you have not already. But these 16 teams, this is what the circumstances are. They said the playoffs will expand to 16 teams only if meaningful games are canceled during COVID. No, if that happens, no team would get a bye. And they would seed 1 through 8 just like a regular tournament. 1 versus 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. And then the second round would keep the same energy as it does now. Like the highest team will play the lowest team that advanced to the second round. And so on and so forth. The division winners, of course, will get home games. And stuff like that. And that's just only if teams play unequal games. Because you never know. They don't want, like I said, we talked about it earlier. Let's say there's 2 teams that are 2 teams with 12 wins. They're both 12-3. One team gets their season canceled. Other team loses and goes 12-4. One team's 12-3, one team's 12-4. How do you decide? You got to put them both in. Do you flip a coin? Do you do winning percentage? What do you do? So it's tough, man. It's tough, yo. It's tough. But yeah, man. Y'all were lovely tonight, man. I'm sweating under this cap. No cap. I'm sweating like crazy. My camera done went out on y'all. Y'all done witnessed a lot. If y'all have been on this live stream, y'all done seen a lot. One time, what was that hurricane that happened last year? My power went out. Luckily, my camera was my phone, so I had battery. And then the lights went out, flickered when I was live. Today, my camera went out again. A couple weeks ago, my camera went out. I got to charge my battery, man. I be being irresponsible. I was at work all day today. But luckily, I have a backup webcam, so it came in handy. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me throughout the circumstances, man. I'm about to get up out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all hump day. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. Thursday night football coming up. My live stream on Sunday after the game is coming up. No Christian McCaffrey. Y'all make sure y'all go check out my video talking about Christian McCaffrey in the long term. I talk about the whole the whole saying about not paying a running back long-term money and big money. I talk about that in the video. I talk about the Panthers and how they've handled Christian McCaffrey's career. I talk about them possibly wasting his career. I make some interesting points, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check out the Christian McCaffrey video. Y'all give it a thumbs up. Y'all give this video a thumbs up if y'all have not. Y'all leave a comment on the Christian McCaffrey video. Let me know what y'all think about Christian McCaffrey, if they should have paid him or not. Let me know on that video. Go check it out. Go check it out. This has been another exciting episode of Dunk on Demand Show. The best show on Wednesdays. Your best hour in 38 minutes today. The best hour in 38 minutes today. I love y'all. Nick, shout out to Nick for checking in. Shout out to Donald Clark for checking in. Annie Clark, no relation, checking in. My boy Lucas, checking in. Young City 9th Ward, checking in. Shout out. Who else? I already shouted out Donald Clark. My boy Mark Wright. Shout out to you, my boy. Bosef. Shout out to you, my boy. B. Diva slid through for a little bit. She got in and out. Shout out to you. Miss Sandy checked in, of course. She been rocking with me for the past couple weeks in a row. Consistency. Shout out to her. I love the balance of the ladies and the fellas. You know what I'm saying? I love the balance. Andy Clark hold it down every week for the ladies. B Diva hold it down too. Miss Sandy been holding it down for the ladies the past couple of weeks. I love that balance. My boy Kyrie in this thing, he checked in, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy. Leon Murray checked in, of course. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Did I miss anybody? I don't think I missed anybody. Mukai checked in. Shout out to them too. Everybody get a shout out. Carson Pemberton, shout out to you. Who else? B. Amos 85 checked in too. My boy. Checking in. Noel Bauman. Bauman? Yeah. He was asking about the Saints. Shout out to you. Who else? Did I get everybody? I think that's everybody. AD, he checked in too. There's no relation to me either. Shout out to y'all. Say enjoy it, bro. Always real. Don't be Donald Clark, don't be a stranger, man. Come holler at your boy, man, on Wednesdays. Sometime around 8:30. You know, I'll be late sometimes, man. I be working and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Lucas, appreciate you checking back in, bro. Much love, you know what I'm saying? He said, be cool. And you only showing love to the Saints fans. Miss Sandy said, me too. Like I said, I appreciate y'all ladies in the thing. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down. Big time. But I appreciate y'all. Andy Clark showing love to her distant cousin, Donald Clark. No relation, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But they both Saints fans, so I guess y'all family close enough, I guess. But I'm out of this thing, man. Y'all take it easy. I got to go get some sleep. Probably not yet. I'm probably going to stay up and watch a little TV. Maybe get me a little nightcap drink to go. But y'all stay safe. Be easy. Protect your neck. Wear your face. Wear your mask. Cough in your elbow. Don't cough in your hand. What else? Don't drink and drive. Always crossing the green. Never in between. What else? All the stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all take all the advice I can give y'all. So do that, man. But anyway, I'm out of this guy, man. Y'all hold it down. Peace.